Good morning from Oklahoma. I'm Dave Deken with a look at what's happening in agriculture and rural life across our great state in this episode of Red Dirt and Round Bales. Temperatures are rising across Oklahoma, and in some ways we've kind of been spoiled by the mild spring and summer to this point. The 100-degree days are filling the forecast window for the foreseeable future. And that made me wonder, I'm sure it's been hotter. But when? During the summer of 1936, most folks across Oklahoma were mostly waiting for the sun to go down. And even then, there was no promise that the darkness would help. Saturday, July 18th began hot in Alva, up in Woods County. But by that point, almost every other day began hot as well. Oklahoma had been living through years of drought. The ground was bare in places. Pastures were failing. Dust had a way of finding every crack around a window or door. The Depression had already taken money out of people's pockets, and the drought was taking nearly everything else. Then, sometime that Saturday afternoon, the official government thermometer at Alva reached 120 degrees. Not 115, 120 degrees. It was the highest temperature ever officially recorded in Oklahoma, and it remains the state record today. The next morning, the Alva Daily Record carried the news in a large front-page headline. Nowata, Alva, set 120 mark for all time. Now, Nowata had also reported 120, though the official observer there did not operate officially as a federal weather station, but Alva did. So, Alva entered the record book. Now let's think about Alva in 1936. No air-conditioned pickups to climb into, no refrigerated grocery store on every corner. Most homes had no air conditioning at all. People used window shades, wet cloth, hand fans, and whatever small breath of air they could find. In fact, the local newspaper joked that pavement did everything but smoke. But this was not just an Alva story. Oklahoma City reached 108 degrees that Saturday and 109 the following day. The newspaper reported 115 degrees at Enid, 113 in Tulsa, and 117 at Veneta. Across the state, thermometers were climbing into territory that sounded almost impossible. And the heat was deadly. The Alva paper reported that 8 people died from heat or drowning that Saturday, bringing the toll during the ongoing hot spell to 25. Some people went into rivers, ponds, and swimming holes simply just to cool down. The heat was not merely uncomfortable, it was dangerous. And out on the farms, it was expensive. A 120-degree afternoon does not simply wear down a person, it pulls moisture from the soil. It stresses livestock. It dries stock ponds, wilts crops, and turns everyday chores into a test of endurance. And by 1936, Oklahoma farm families had already been tested plenty. Years of drought and poor soil conditions had helped create the Dust Bowl. Crops failed. Grass disappeared. Exposed earth lifted into the sky. In fact, some families left for California or other western states. Others stayed, planted again, and hoped that the next cloud may finally carry rain. The dry land also made the heat worse. When soil contains moisture, part of the sun's energy goes into evaporation. But when the ground is parched and the vegetation is sparse, more of that energy heats the earth and the air directly above it. Really, the land had very little moisture left with which to defend itself. The following day, July 19th, the town of Altus also reached 120 degrees. Then Poto tied the record on August 10th. Altus tied it once more on August 12th. So, 4 official readings of 120 degrees, all during one brutal Oklahoma summer. And all these years later, that record still holds. Oklahoma has endured other terrible heat waves. The summer of 2011 was actually hotter statewide when averaged across the entire state. Modern mesonet stations have measured extraordinary heat and now allow us to watch Oklahoma weather unfold almost minute by minute. But that first 120 still points back to Alva, July 18th, 1936. A thermometer gives us the number. The newspaper, well, it gives us the headline. But the real story belongs to the people. The families who carried water, shaded their animals, checked on their neighbors, and stepped outside each morning to face another day beneath a white hot sky. Some weather records tell us what the atmosphere can do. This one tells us something about the people who lived beneath it. Because the land could humble them, the heat could punish them. But when the morning came, they got up and they went back to work. And in Oklahoma, that is often where the weather story ends and the human story begins. To learn more about the history of weather in Oklahoma, visit reddirtandroundbales.com. I'm Dave Deken, and we'll talk with you next time when we take another look at rural life and agriculture in Oklahoma on Red Dirt and Round Bales.